A woman's eyelashes got infested with 100 mites from not washing her pillowcase. And so this story is really, really gross, but it's really important because this is not the only thing that I've also seen. Is this is just one story out of others. So this says a woman's eyelashes got infested with 100 mites from not washing her pillowcase. And at underneath the title says nope, 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 nope. So this is by Chloe Metzger. And so there's some issues apparently with eyelashes that can occur in some individuals, and specifically, this is for like ladies. So, in today's horrifying news, someone is having a really, really bad day. Like, imagine your worst day and then triple it. Because, as one woman found out recently, that her whole wash your sheets thing your mother used to harp on you about in high school is pretty darn important. Unless, of course, you're cool with having your eyelashes infested with 100 mites. Yikes. Yes, sorry, we're sorry, but it's true. According to The Sun, one woman discovered that the cause of her chronically red, itchy eyes when she finally went to the hospital was diagnosed with what is called blepharitis. It's an inflammation of the eyelids, in which, in her case, was also accompanied by 100 mites. So, with as many as 10 mites per lash follicle, giving her the look as if she had dandruff on her eyelashes. Yep, very bad. And so here's a close up of it. So it looks like you can see something like it's caked in the follicles, but those are in fact the mites that are infesting, which probably will make somebody's skin crawl and itch. But just to freak you out a bit more, know that everyone's skin is crawling with microscopic bugs. So there's bugs, normal, like normal bacteria, normal, there's bugs on our body, little tiny ones that you can't see with the naked eye. But there's a reason for them being there. They get rid of dead skin. So the microscopic bugs and mites that you can't see, fun fact, rosacea and acne can be caused by an undergrowth of these mites as well. And they only become a problem when you give them a breeding ground, as this woman did by allegedly, now get this, she didn't wash her pillowcases since 2012, and she was sleeping on the same thing every night that wasn't clean. So it had to have smelled yucky and awful. And I don't know how she could have not known. Ugh, it's gross. But, or if you do not remove your makeup and wash your face at night. So, and if that doesn't convince you, to invest in a good facial cleanser, then I don't know what would. So thankfully, this woman and her sanity and your sanity might overgrowth is pretty easy to treat. So that's a good plus, after seeing that gross picture, requiring some antibiotic eye drops and a lesson on clean linen. Just promise us that you'll wash your pillowcases. Okay, thanks. So that's basically that article. Now, that's just one of the articles that I found on eyelash problems. Now, I wasn't going to say this but it was intriguing to me. So every now and then I get, amazed at some of the crazy stuff that people don't even really realize could cause a lot of damage. Some of the things that you wouldn't even think about, you would be like, oh, that's nothing's going to be wrong with that. And I've seen a lot of women who put fake eyelashes on. And so I was hearing in an article that the fake eyelashes can be infested with things as well. So let me see. It was an article where, some people go to like a brow bar or a makeup bar, and sometimes they will put on fake eyelashes. So they were dirty eyelashes that they were putting on these women. And those eyelashes also had mites. And they were putting them on women who, let's say you want to have your eyelashes long and you go into like an eyebrow bar or something like that. They were using, I guess, it must have been reused eyelashes that they took off of someone else, and they were using them on other people. And that's what it looked like. So I'm going to look that up, but it was gross. I saw that. I was like, oh my God, that's terrible. And I think some people don't even know. And so some of these places, you have to be careful where you go, because so they say that millions of people have these and don't even know that they have this. So apparently it's becoming a problem, I guess, because and I was trying to find that article, but it's been like a week now. And so with people having the fake eyelashes as well, I was told by another woman who, she said that she had the fake eyelashes. She said what happens is after you get the fake eyelashes for a while, your eyelashes get weak, and then it takes off your eyelashes. That's what she was saying. And I guess maybe they put some kind of glue or adhesive, because they have to kind of, they have to stay on your eyelashes. So I would imagine there has to be some type of application of a glue to hold those eyelashes, the fake ones, down over your eyelash. And so I guess with all of that, maybe the glue probably bleeds into your eyelashes, and then as they go to take those the fake ones off, then it pulls your eyelashes out. And so that's what this one lady was saying. That's what she experienced. And I could see this, since there's this problem with eyelash mites, if you go to like one of those places where they say eyelash mites causes and treatments to reduce the eyelash mites. And so apparently they must be on us anyway, but there's a buildup if you don't keep yourself clean. So anyway, it says the eyelash mite, or the Demodex folliculitis, that is a parasite that is found in the follicles of our faces, mainly in the nose, the cheeks, and most especially the eyelash area. So eyelash mites are usually harmless, but it says most people will live their day-to-day lives without being bothered by the fact that a worm-like parasite is currently feeding off his or her oils in the skin. So these are like the normal bugs that are on us. Um, so, like I said, they feed off of your dead skin and stuff like that. So anyone can have this, although babies are born with absolutely no parasites on them. So us as people, we have them. Um, so Healthy Body Daily has found that older people are more prone to having eyelash mites because their immune system's weaker, allowing an easy entry for the bacteria. And according to recent estimates, um, over 80% of Americans have parasites. These parasites usually are positioned face down into the hair follicles, and they feed off waste material and build up on our faces. So these little critters will not do anybody any harm necessarily, but some scientists will say that even they will conclude that there is somewhat a symbiotic relationships between on our follicles, and in turn we let them live on our faces. So even when the numbers of eyelash mites is found to be too high, but the patient is not suffering from any side effects, doctors will tend to leave that alone. So, however, in cases where the number of demodex are too high, then this phenomenon is called demodis, demodecosis. So it is coupled with your eyelash area becoming irritated, infected, and inflamed. So it's important to have a doctor check it out immediately. So also it was found that although usually more than one eyelash mite is found in a single follicle, too many of them will cause the eyelashes to fall out altogether. So the causes, everyone has eyelash mites and they are just part of our beautiful ecosystem that works. It's part of our getting rid of like dead skin and all of the other stuff that, like the oils and things that overabundance of oil and things you don't need. So it is part of the natural process. And demodicosis is a name for a phenomenon where there are too many eyelash mates. And really what they wanted to say is mites on the face, causing it to become infected, and particularly in the eyelash area where their eyelashes can fall out. Demodicosis is usually present in people who secrete too much or even in women who put on loads of makeup every night. So women, if you put like lots of heavy makeup on, this is something that you might want to listen to, because what worsens the situation is when you fail to wash your face before going to sleep at night, according to Dr. Oz, of course. So 50% of the Americans have eyelash mites as a result of sleeping in eye makeup. So it is always important to maintain proper hygiene and to always remember to wash your face before dozing off. So eye makeup can be a source of bacteria as well, like mascaras specifically is known to be a possible breeding ground for germs and bacteria. So always you got to remember to wash it off. And your makeup brushes will have these things on them. You have to clean them and use clean mascara wands. And when you keep reusing the same one over and over, I would suppose it would build up with bacteria in order to avoid the overpopulation of eyelash mites in the eyelash area. So that I thought was helpful information and insight. But pretty much there is a lot of reading on it. But I know there was this article that was put out that said that women were going and getting the fake eyelashes, and the fake eyelashes actually had these germs on it, probably from other women or other people using them. And so this was a place they were actually putting the same fake eyelashes on other people who were paying to get the eyelashes put on. and they were already used by some other client. And so that I thought was really disgusting. It's like, if hair put on, let's say this somebody else had this fake hair or whatever put on, and then they took that fake hair off and left it at the shop, and now the shop people are putting it on someone else, and it's been on somebody else's head. It's disgusting. So it's the same as the fake eyelashes. So that's an article that I seen somewhere, and I don't remember the whole title of it, but it did mention the eyelash mites. And so then I came across all of these saying that we normally do have this. And I said, okay, so putting two and two together, I said, so no wonder the fake eyelashes, when they were putting them on people and then taking them off and reusing them, people probably had an infestation on their eyelashes, or the buildup of, people putting makeup on and everything. So they put it on another person and now they have it. And so that's what was happening. It's so disgusting. But I've never worn the fake eyelashes. I've seen a lot of women wear them. And sometimes they look like really pretty and everything, but you never know, like wherever you're getting them done, you know, maybe you can see them taking them out of a package. That would make you feel better that, oh, okay, these are new. You're not putting old something that somebody else has worn on me, you know. I would request, something like that. Now, I will share another story, and this is not about the eyelashes. This is sort of in the same arena, like when you talk about beauty stuff. Um, there was a nail shop, and what they were doing, now, I don't know if anybody notices this, but some nail shops will put, like when you're getting like having your feet pedicured, they would have like, a wash bowl or something where you put your feet in there so they can clean them and, you know, do what they have to do before they, put polish on them and everything. They weren't cleaning these foot bowls or whatever. And if somebody else had like foot fungus or some kind of foot problem, that same germ was in that foot bowl, and other women would use it, and then your feet would start to itch. And so I think they started telling these salons and beauty places or whatever that they needed to start really cleaning it, or putting plastic in there and then throwing the plastic away so that people won't be catching other people's foot germs and stuff. So I don't even think women realized all of the dangers in all of this. And as I was taking someone that was going to just have a routine physical, and this woman was sitting next to us in the Kaiser waiting room. And now this is sort of back to the eyebrows. She had all these, what looked like she was covering her face and didn't want people to see. Um, she had all these sores all over her eyes, around her eyebrows and everything like that. It looked like she had broke out in a horrible rash. And I said, I just, she was okay with telling me what happened, but she was telling me as a warning. She said, now, ladies, you go to the nail shop, and when you get your eyebrows done, where they pluck out the eyebrows, well, what she got done was she had that done, but she says that they have like a little wooden stick where they put the wax on it. They scoop the wax on it and they put it on your eyebrow, and then they take a little tape or whatever and rip the excess hair off. Well, she said with that little wooden stick, they were using that same stick on all of the different customers, and not really realizing that stick they're using, it was full of germs because they're using it on everybody's face. So she said that she broke out with something. It looked like it might have been like herpes or some kind of nasty skin problem from that. And so I think she said she was going to sue the place because she said it happened like within a matter of weeks. She started noticing that she was irritated around her eyebrows. They started to get red. And then all of a sudden they itched and there were these sores that started to form. And so she had to go to Kaiser to get medicine for her eyebrows, the skin around her eyebrows, because it was infected with whatever it was, all because of her getting her eyebrows done at this nail shop. And a lot of the nail shops in the LA area and most areas will have like a lot of Vietnamese women, Asian women who run the shops. And so I think they have like, some really strict guidelines for some of these shops. I know there was one shop was saying, the lady was saying that she had to change even the file that she was using, the nail file, because can collect germs on it from other people's feet and fingernails and whatnot. And so for a long while, they weren't changing those. They would just use them on every different customer that would come in there, the same fingernail files, the same tools without cleaning them. And that's how some people would end up with, you know, toenail and fingernail fungus because it was transferred from some other customer to other customers. And so I don't think people realize the dangers in some of these beauty salons and shops, that they're not really sometimes careful to clean their instruments or to replace certain things they don't really think about. That if you use it on another customer, now that person who had like, they had any germs or they had any fungus, now you transferred it to another customer. And so this is what was happening. And so that's the same thing that happened to the lady, to going back to the woman that I saw in Kaiser Permanente, where her eyelashes, like her eyebrows, rather, all around the skin around her eyebrows was just raw with sores. And so she said that her physician was prescribing her some kind of heavy antibiotic because it was infected. And she said she was really angry that she didn't pay them and that she was going to take them to court and sue them because of what had happened to her. So now I know for a fact that there's a lot of little places in and about Los Angeles where there's like nail salons and things like that. And the women like to have the nice nails and the eyebrows done and the feet done. But you just have to watch what they're doing when they're using the tools on you. If it's clean, if it's brand new, they're not using the same fingernail file that they used on another customer and using it on your nails, because they can transfer all of these germs to the other customers. And so I just thought this was important because I don't think people really think about it, and who does really? You're not thinking, oh, there's bugs on my eyelashes. Nobody's really thinking about these things. So, you've got a million things to think about. So you wouldn't really, but this can wreak havoc in a person's life to discover that this is like, oh my God, this is a reality that they were most not aware, most people are not even aware of. But I'm sure that there's an article in here at some point. I may not be able to find it, but this goes in along with it, that those fake eyelashes that they put on, you have to really be careful about those because they could have, these bugs or germs or whatever on them. So anyway, with that, I'm gonna go because that's pretty much the article. I know it sounds gross and it might drive people to start scratching, but it's probably really good information. I guess not enough people know about it, but, just be careful because you can catch things in these eye bar, brow bar places that you wouldn't believe. Okay, that's the end of this gross, gross article. But anyway, thanks for listening. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.